You know that feeling, right? An IT system crashes and boom, it's instant panic. But what if instead of chaos, you had a clear, structured roadmap to get you through it? Today, we're diving into how a detailed problem management plan can turn a crisis from a frantic fire drill into a totally controlled strategic response. Let's get into it. So, let's put ourselves right in that moment. It's the middle of your biggest sales day of the year, and suddenly, everything goes dark. The system is down. If you don't have a playbook, what happens next? This this is what happens. Just pure chaos. People start pointing fingers. Teams are scrambling with no direction, and the actual business, just grinds to a complete stop. Every single minute of that downtime is costing you not just money, but your reputation and your customers' trust. It's a nightmare. Okay, so to pull us out of that chaos, we need a plan. Here's our game plan for today. We're going to look at the problem management playbook itself. Then we'll dive deep into the high-stakes timeline for a code red incident. We'll see how that clock slows down for less serious issues. And finally, we'll tie it all together and talk about why these numbers are just so important for any business. So, how do we bring some method to all that madness? Well, it all starts with a formal process, a playbook that everyone, and I mean everyone, understands and follows. It's all about taking the guesswork and the panic completely out of the equation. Now, the official term for this playbook is problem management, and the word I really want you to focus on here is life cycle. This isn't just about frantically putting out the fire. It's a detailed, structured process for digging way deeper, figuring out why something broke in the first place, and making sure it never, ever happens again. And this life cycle has 4 really clear stages. First, you log the problem. It's official, it's on the books, you can track it. Second, the real detective work begins, finding the root cause, not just patching up a symptom. Third, you publish a temporary workaround to get the business back up and running. And finally, you roll out the permanent fix to close the loop for good. All right, let's turn up the heat a little. We are going code red. We're going to break down the anatomy of the most severe type of incident you can have. This is when the pressure is on, and believe me, every single second counts. We're talking about a P1, a priority 1 incident. And look, this isn't some minor glitch. This is a catastrophic failure. We're talking about something that affects the entire organization or a huge chunk of your customers. Think of your e-commerce site going down on Black Friday. Yeah, the stakes really don't get any higher than that. So for a P1, the timeline is just relentless. The clock starts ticking the second it happens. The problem has to be logged in under an hour. The root cause? You have to find it in less than a standard workday, just 8 hours. A temporary fix, something to stop the bleeding, needs to be out in under 24 hours, and the permanent fix has to be implemented within just 5 business days. This is all about precision under extreme pressure. But of course, not every issue is a 5-alarm fire. For the less severe problems, the strategy has to shift. You've got to slow down the clock, manage your resources, and prioritize what really matters. So let's see how these timelines change when the severity drops. And here it is, the whole picture. I mean, just look at the dramatic shift as we move down from a P1 to, say, a P3 medium priority. Suddenly, instead of 8 hours, the team has up to 10 days to find the root cause. They have 30 days for a workaround. This detailed, tiered structure is what lets your teams focus their most intense energy where it's actually needed the most. This chart really puts the timeline for a permanent fix into perspective. A P1 needs a fix in 5 business days. A P2 gives you 15. But look at a P3, 90 days. That's a whole business quarter. Now, this isn't about being slow. It's about being strategic. It's a system designed to make sure your best engineers aren't getting bogged down by minor issues when a critical system might be at risk. So, we've seen all these specific numbers and these super detailed timelines. But what's the big picture here? Why does this level of obsession with process actually matter to a business? This analogy just says it all, doesn't it? You wouldn't have your top heart surgeon treating a common cold while another patient is having a heart attack. IT is exactly the same. This structured system is basically a triage process, making sure the most critical patients, your systems, get treated with the urgency they absolutely require. So when you boil it all down, the value of a detailed plan like this is just immense. It creates predictability for the entire business, it protects your most valuable asset, your engineers' time and focus from burnout, It forces a direct alignment between what IT is working on and what the business actually needs. It's how you replace that initial state of chaos with stability and control. And that really brings us to our final thought. I want you to think about this. How does having a detailed, structured plan fundamentally change an IT fix from being just a knee-jerk reaction into a core business strategy? Because that's the difference between constantly playing defense and proactively building a stronger, more resilient system for the future.